Order. Mr. Manager, take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. Obviously a very crowded, busy agenda. 3 proclamations, and right now you have 5 people on the public agenda. On page 2, number 1 is an IRB project, $10 million in IRBs for the renovation of a 91-unit apartment complex. And that also there's no property tax abatement as part of the IRB. Page 3, number 2 is setting a date of hearing for the creation of a new TIF district in the general vicinity of 21st Street and I-135. It's the old former oil refinery site. Estimate is approximately $1 million, 1 million square feet of new warehouse and manufacturing space over a 10-year period, creation of about 400 new jobs. We'll present in April to you an MOU that will cover the TIF eligible expenses that are anticipated to be included in the project. And then if you're in agreement with that, that will be codified in a development agreement that will be brought to you later on.
So the MOU is not in our packet, you're saying?
No, you won't get that till April.
Oh, the MOU tell. Right.
Yeah. Number 3 is the renovation of a building in the vicinity of the arena for retail and office space. $380,000 facade special assessment project with a $30,000 facade grant. And anticipating you're going to ask me how much is left in the grant program, I believe it's about $31,000.
Am I that much of a one-trick pony?
I didn't mention who always wanted to know that, but it's actually built in.
I got the eyeballs.
Yeah, it's in the report also. So,
Yeah, I see it.
yeah. So.
See, I don't have to ask anymore.
And then number 4 is the allocation of $500,000 in CDBG funds for RAD pre-development costs. And that's a little better explained in the council report as well. And then we received good bids for the GO note sale, $55 million, a little over $55 million in GO notes. And you'll approve that on Tuesday as well. Number 6, $225,000 for the renovation of basketball courts in Boston, Harvest, and Plainview parks.
Did you say 225?
250, oh yeah, 225, excuse me, yes. Number 7 is the refurbishment of the elevators in this building. If you ride them and all, you know they need that. $3 million for that work.
Are we going to get someone to stop vandalizing the picture of our assistant manager? Seems
Obviously,
like
you haven't. Yes.
he's
Obviously, you
constantly
haven't been in
vandalized.
the elevators for a while. The best way to eliminate vandalism was to take his picture away.
We're gonna take Scott's picture
so
down?
There's no
Okay.
longer a Scott Rigby picture.
Just causing too much damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
He took it home and it's in his basement.
Good. 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 We'll put a picture of Jim in there.
Number 4, page 4, number 8. This is just slightly over $1 million for improvements at the Kansas Aviation Museum and City Arts. Most of that money is for the Aviation Museum. Number 9 is approximately $2.2 million for the replacement of heavy equipment and snow removal equipment in our fleet. This follows the predictive analytics fleet replacement model that we developed in cooperation with WSU a few years ago. Number 10 is $1,250,000 for fire and electrical system upgrades at Rounds and Porter. Number 11 is the purchase of a new fleet management information system that helps us with customer billing, asset management, inventory control, and work orders. Number 12 is our regular neighborhood improvements funding. This is where we do supplemental work in conjunction with special assessment projects. There's about $30 million in special assessments, and this is $500,000 for 4 projects that would primarily help with street improvements and bike ped improvements. Number 13 is an agreement with Kdot for the I-235 and K-42 access improvement project. This provides access into Brightwater Bay and improves traffic movements in this area. $900,000 project, $550,000 would come from Kdot, $100,000 from us, and $250,000 from the developer. Page 5, number 14. This is our annual pedestrian crossing enhancement budget. $300,000 this year for pedestrian signalization and improvement for pedestrian movements at 9th and McLean and K-15 in Wausau. And then at the bottom of the page is the vote for filling the Council District 3 vacancy. Nothing on page 6. Nothing on page 7. Page 8, just want to highlight number 6. This is the creation of a temporary entertainment district for the period starting April 10th and running through October 9th of this year. Number 7 is a contract with Wood Environment and Infrastructure to deal with flooding problems in the Calfskin Creek Basin. And Wood did some initial work for us on this basin, and now we would go and actually take the next step and do a flood mitigation study that would provide recommendations to address some of the intense flooding problems in that basin. $85,000 for that work. Numbers 9 and 10, 11, 12, 19, and 20 all deal with intergovernmental task forces that the police department participates in for various initiatives. I won't go into all of those, but just again, this is to stretch our resources to become more effective in certain areas where we've experienced crime problems. And then items 13 through 18 and number 21 are all the annual budget approvals for the use of forfeiture funds that come to the city from various sources. We're not responsible for the collection of those funds, but the council does need to approve budget of each of these different funds for the 21 year. And that, by the way, cannot be for anything that's included in the existing operating budget. These are only considered to be supplemental funds. So that's by federal guidelines, state and federal guidelines.
What's the typical amount coming from that?
They're all different, Mayor. Some funds right now have 0 balances, and it'll depend on what comes in. And others have existing balances, and again, they'll have additional funds contributed from these agencies during the year. But each report will tell you how much money is in the fund, and you'll allocate, that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's $83,703 in seizure funds. We did a Facebook Live about it earlier.
That's total across all of those. That's the total.
Thank you.
Number 22 on page 10 is a grant application for $1 million to help provide case management and support services for youth who have been exposed to violence.
How many years is it? The grant program?
I'm sorry.
How many years would it cover?
Well, I think it was, I don't want to misspeak. I was thinking it was 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing on page 11. Page 12, just highlight number 30, that we were successful in getting a grant from Kdot, $815,000 to help with the construction of space for the U.S. Customs and Border Protection at Eisenhower. And was very important to our businesses that do have international flights coming in. That way they didn't have to pass through customs at another airport. They can come directly here. That is all I have, Mayor.
All right, any questions on the agenda or questions about anything or announcements about anything?
Is there any consideration to moving up the vote for the District 3 candidate to the top of the agenda instead of having them sit through 14 agenda items?
So, and for the folks watching, since the council at the last meeting did not know, none of the 5 candidates received 4 votes in the 5 balloting, we automatically go to our, the process, as the ordinance refers to it, begins again in our next meeting. And it does seem like it's towards the end. I am in favor of maybe making a motion for the bench, asking if we can go forward with that in the beginning, so that, because we do have a lengthy agenda, and we kind of get that out of the way, let those folks go onward, because I'm sure they'll be there, go onward to whatever their day has, unless they want to stay. And but I was going to make a motion from the bench to see if there was 4 folks who would like to knock that out of the way and then get to the more boring stuff of the agenda that we need to pay attention to the details of. So that, I don't know if that's the proper way to do it, or if we can just have consensus and maybe it could just be moved to that, or if doing that way, now we have to reprint this, I don't know. So either way though, I think there's an appetite to do that early. And
I just think we need to make sure those candidates know that that's on the table so that they don't think it's going to be at the end and miss the opportunity.
So
And,
if that's what you want to do, we can go ahead and amend the agenda, show that as unfinished business right after the public agenda. Is Karen here?
Karen.
Okay, we'll make sure that happens, and then we'll let
Karen's not here, but Jamie is.
I'm sorry, Jamie, can we make sure that, and then we need to let all the candidates know?
shoot me an email
That-
or something, yeah. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
can we do that as
Yes,
well?
we can do that. Mhm.
Okay.
Good call.
Is there anything else? Stay dry this weekend?
That'll be impossible.
I got to take a pie to the face, don't you?
Yeah.
Is that this weekend, or is that, I thought that was later.
That's Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, I gotta check my calendar. Like, I thought it was another
I
week.
got to take
Could
2.
you take 2?
By the
Monday
way,
and Monday?
Councilmember Blueboff is going to participate on Tuesday remotely. I think he's in transit, so he'll still be part of the meeting, but he'll have to vote verbally because he doesn't have access to a screen.
Okay, we'll make sure to,
Bob?
Blue ball.
Councilmember Blueboff.
Oh, thank you.
we'll make sure to voice everything that's happening so you'll be up to date.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone.